Hi guys, Mike Pfeiffer. I was rummaging around in the garage today, and I came across some things that I thought a couple of guys that are subscribers to my channels would like. And one of them for sure, Mr. Hevyshevy, Mr. and Mrs. Hevyshevy, and Shade Tree Fix-It Man. This video is really for you guys, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other guys out there that will kind of get a kick out of it. But I had these things laying in the garage for a long time, and I thought I'd show them to you just to show you guys that one day there was stuff made in the United States. Okay, the first item that I ran across was this can. It's a GM accessory radiator rust preventative, and it says group number 8.766, part number 124. 986086, General Motors Parts Division, General Motors Corporation, and on the back it has all the directions for use, and right there it says made in USA, Detroit, Michigan. Okay guys, here's the next item. It's a can with a freezable can for your coolers, called Dryce. It says it's colder, lasts 5 times longer than regular ice. It was $1.94, and it says you can reuse again and again, and made in USA. Although I don't know how old it is because it has 1 US pint and a 0.473 liters. Scary. But anyway, had that laying around. Thought you might get a kick out of that. Let's move on to the next item. My dad bought a brand new 63 Ford pickup truck. And he bought this at a gas station to clean the dashboard with it. It's a wax treated cloth. Silicone added, obviously. Let me see if I can get the lid off. It's still in there, and it still sucks up dirt. It's like I say, it's been around since 1963. Directions for use: works best when the cloth is folded, blah 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 blah. Atlas Supply Company, made in USA. And it's still here. It's not in a trash can or a dump somewhere. Okay, let's move on to the next item. I'm sure that there's a lot of you around that have one of these. Back when Singer sewing machines were actually made in the United States. This does not say made in the United States, but the United States is the only place who would make it like that. So it's still hanging in there and been around for a long time. Let's look at the next one. I'm not sure where I got this oil can. I think my dad had it in his shop. I don't know where he got it. Back before the days when you could buy 3-in-1 oil. And this can was made by Jim Manufacturing Company, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't have a size on it or anything, and I know it's got some like 30 weight oil, and it's been in there for years and years and years. But back in the day when there were actually oil cans. Okay, here's another item that I had hanging in the garage, and I'm not going to take it down. It's hung up there with a nail. I'm sure you guys recognize these from back in the 50s. And on the back, on the back side of that, on that metal strip across the top, made in the United States. There's a bank bag here from Union National Bank, Lowell, Massachusetts. Once again, made in the United States. Which brings us to this item. Bell System property. In fact, you can see me there, which is not too good, but anyway, Bell System property, made by Western Electric. Made in the USA. Okay, one of the other items I had sitting up there on that shelf. 100 Derby Roundhead Brass Fasteners number 2, made in USA. And they're still just like they came off the assembly line, as well as the little cardboard package. Made in the USA. This one is not working. But I did have one at one time that was exactly like this that was working. Ever-Ready battery tester, volts and amps. American Ever-Ready Company, New York. Made in USA. And here's an interesting tool I have. It's an inch-pound torque wrench. It was belonged to the government apparently. It was inventoried in 481. I don't even remember where I got it. But it's Consolidated Devices, City of Industry, California, 1972 copyright, made in the USA. We made tools at one time? Okay, and this will probably be one of the last items I do. I'm not sure, because it's hard to find stuff made in the USA. Anyway, this is a drill index box made by Hout, I guess it is. St. Paul, I would guess Minnesota. Made in USA. Huh. I guess we did make stuff. Okay, and I did find one last thing here. And this is kind of interesting. When they just redid our roof on our house here, my roof does not have any type of sheeting on it. It's all 1x12 lumber up there on and it's full dimensional 1x12s. The roof is all 1x12s. The guys said that they'd never seen a roof. The guys that were doing my roof anyway said they'd never seen a roof done with 1x12s with very few knots in them. And what they hadn't seen before either was the use of these right here to hold the 90-pound felt down on the roof. And there was a few of these that came off and landed on the ground, and we picked up a bunch of the good ones. And I have some that say Pepsi, I have them that say all different kind of things, Budweiser and so forth. Big deal, maybe you say. Well, they were using these as the donut with a roofing nail down through the middle of it to hold the felt down on the roof originally. But what this actually is a bottle cap. A non-processed bottle cap for a Budweiser beer bottle. Apparently they had some that were offset, not centered, not printed properly or perfectly centered, and they obviously had sheets of them, and then they just went ahead and pressed them out, and then they sold these apparently to somebody locally or maybe across the country and used them for donuts for doing roofing. But anyway, I thought you guys might find that interesting. But processed, this would be punched down over a bottle and would become a bottle cap. Made in the USA. And the last item I have here is Robin's grandfather's fireman's flashlight when he used to be in the volunteer fire department. Made by Rayovac. Made in USA. And I would say that flashlight is approximately, the date of manufacture was approximately 1960 possibly, is about the time that he owned that. Well guys, I hope you kind of enjoyed that. I mean, it's kind of silly, I know, but this was, like I say, it was for Mr. and Mrs. Hevyshevy and Chevahaulic and Shade Tree Fix-It Man and any of those guys that really enjoy stuff that's made in the U.S. You're kind of hard-pressed to find stuff, and I just happened to be looking around in the garage today and saw all these old items, and I thought you guys might like to see a couple of them. So I hope you enjoyed this, just a fun little video, and as usual, I'll see you guys next time.